Hey all. So I'm checking in today because I wanted to drop a reminder to ensure that you are living in the moment. And if you are not, you need to start today because you are missing out on such beautiful moments, moments that you can actually feel inside, like the joy you can feel inside instead of looking back at it later on a screen. And I say that because this past weekend we had the privilege to have a young deer, also known as a fawn, I believe. There's also a doe. There's a difference between the male and the female, but I know the young deer is called a fawn, I believe. But for this purposes, because I'm still learning, I'm just going to say young deer. So this deer had to be about between 1 and 1.5 years old. And myself and my baby Snowy, we were walking around the corner from our home. As you walk down this area, it's more of a wooded area. So when we made it halfway down the street, we saw this young deer across the street. Like it had just came through the woods. And I said, oh crap. Not that I was scared of the young deer, but things can go wrong when you have your pet because sometimes they can scare the young deer and the young deer may charge after you, or the mother may be, I take that back. Young deer won't charge after you. The young deer, if anything, is more curious about what's going on. And I can see the curiosity in this baby's face. But what could happen is that the mom is usually not that far away and they will come after you because they don't know. They may feel like you're threatening their child. So as soon as I saw the deer, I took Snowy, turned around. She saw it too. And she started whining as she does loudly because she wanted to play. She doesn't know. So we turned around, we walked up the street back toward our home. By the time we got to our home, when I turned around, the deer had actually followed us up this way and actually went into my neighbor's yard. They have like a smaller ranch style home and a lot of land around it. We used to have way more trees, but our previous neighbor cut down those trees. But anyway, the deer had went to their yard. And it actually was there for the full day, and it actually had stayed that night because the next morning when Snowy and I came out, the deer was actually in our backyard, but across, well, behind our chicken fence because the properties are closed. So it was behind our chicken fence until we don't have a full fence back there yet. We're working on it, but not yet. But yeah, it was behind that fence, just hanging out and doing what it do. So Snowy and I usually play fetch in the morning. And as soon as I threw the ball and it hurt Snowy in the back, it raised itself up. It looked, and I was like, it looks curious. I was like, I think I should take Snowy back inside. Glad I did because as soon as we got inside and I turned around towards our back door, the deer was literally, it had already jumped the fence and it was by the door. Like the grill is maybe like a couple steps away from the back door, and the young deer was right there just sniffing the grill. It was so cute. And it was like face to face almost. So it's funny that I didn't record it and I thought about it after that. And then it was another moment when the deer was not on our side of the house. My husband was working outside. And he just got attached to my husband. Like he just went up to my husband, just looked at him, and he looked at her, and they just had this whole little moment that I could see from the window. And it was just so sweet and precious. And after that, I was like, damn it, I should have recorded it. But when I think about it, I don't think I would have felt as much joy as I did, or would have been able, excuse me, to get as sucked in to that moment if I was recording it instead of just living in it. And that stands for more than just that super sweet moment that we had over the weekend, which lasted too because the young deer did hang around for the entire weekend. But even in moments, especially we just talk about at concerts, everybody holds up their phone, and it's fine to take like a picture or maybe a quick clip, like a couple seconds, so you have like the little memory later on. But people are literally holding, you guys, not all of you, but some of you are literally holding your phones from beginning to end. How are you living in the moment and enjoying the show if you're literally like this the entire time? You're going to miss something. The feeling isn't going to feel the same. Yes, you'll have the whole recording for later, but then you may look at that recording later and say, oh, I didn't even realize that. Oh, I didn't know this happened, because you were like this the whole time. You're missing what's going on over here. You're missing what's going on over here. You're not vibing the way that you could because you're not 100% in it. And that's my whole point. You'll miss out on the small things, the little tiny things that you just can't catch when you're too busy being behind the lens. So my advice, and matter of fact, before I finish this, I'll give you an example. The last concert I went to, it's been a while because I've been handling health things, but we're gonna get there again. But the last concert I went to was Megan Thee Stallion's Hot Girl Summer Tour. So you know that one was a few years ago. Wanted to go to Cardi B this year. Again, put health first, making a different video about that health situation at a later date. But yeah, the last concert was Megan Thee Stallion. And I said I was not recording that concert from beginning to end. And I've been going to concerts for years, so that's never something I did was record from beginning to end because I want to go and I want to get it in. I want to just have a nice time. But I always had nice to have like a little picture or something. So before the show started, I took a picture at the arena, so I had the memory of when I was there. And they have their name on the screen before they pop out to do what they do. I took another picture because she had this beautiful like butterfly scene at during the when she came back from intermission. I took a picture of that, and then that was it. There was no more recording after that. And I remember what happened from beginning to end. I remember I went by myself to this concert, had a great time. I interacted with the ladies next to me. Wouldn't have been able to do that if I was recording the whole time. Didn't miss a moment of the show, got to dance, do what I do, and it was just a nice time. And I got to go home with the memory and a little bit of, like I said, a little something on my phone that I can look back to years to come. But outside of that, it's just not necessary. Every single moment doesn't have to be recorded. So just remember that. Live in the moment. Um, take in the little things, the little moments, and yeah, just live in the moment. Don't forget that. That's something we're losing these days. So yeah, live in the moment and taking all the good in that moment. I hope that made sense. I feel like I rambled a bit. I know I probably did. I do that sometimes. But yeah, I hope that made sense. And if this did resonate, be sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, be sure to continue to take care of yourself. All right, bye.